Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about a drone job I did a couple of weeks ago up on the north coast. This is my first real estate or property video. My other drone stuff has just been for my own personal use, and so I quite like to get like nice long cinematic shots of spectacular locations. But this was for, well, this kind of ticks that box. This was a spectacular location just outside of Port Isaac in a place called Port Gavin. In a place called Port Gavin. I'm going to try and take you through what's going on in my mind when I'm shooting and editing together a project like this. Hopefully that will be either interesting or useful, or you can be like, what the hell, why aren't you doing this or this or this? And you can give me some tips. Either way, here we go. Oh, before we continue, I'd just like to show you some very exciting posts I got this week. First off, it's the half cage, which is really exciting. It's so much lighter than the full cage, and it's got an integrated Arca Swiss plate, which I don't know why all cages don't have that. That's so handy, and it saves a lot of weight. And another present I got for the A7S III is an underwater housing from Seafrogs. I had this on pre-order and it arrived this week. And as soon as it arrived, I hopped in the water with it. And it's kind of excellent. No leaks, so that's good. This will come in handy for the short film I'm making this year. And it should just be fun to use. Also, a Deity shotgun mic arrived, on which I'm recording now. Hopefully the audio is... Although, I apologise if you can hear seagulls in the background. They're very noisy today, so maybe it's too good. Maybe you can't hear them. Maybe it has like that directional cone and actually you're not hearing the seagulls. I can hear them. It's very annoying. Anyway, without further ado, let's look at the drone footage. One of the first things you're thinking about before you even start importing the footage really is the soundtrack you're going to use, the music. And so after a great deal of searching, I found a song that I thought was appropriate. I then edited it down so it was the right length, which is always a bit of a fiddle and takes a bit of finessing. I realised it was kind of missing something. It sounded a little bit sterile. So I added in a bit of atmospheric sounds. I added some clifftop ambient sounds and a little bit of wave against cliff sounds. And it was still missing something. So almost tragically, I added in seagull sounds, just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of colour. I should probably start off with saying what drone it is I use. It's a Mavic Air 2. I'm waiting for the Mavic Pro 3 to be announced or released before I upgrade. For the amount of work I do with the drone and my skill level, something like an Inspire would be overkill. I can do quite a bit in terms of video with the Air 2. Once the lighting begins to fade, the quality really nosedives, and its stills definitely aren't amazing. But for well-lit 4K video, I'm getting some really pleasing results from it. And it's just easy to live with. I got the Fly More kit, so I've got a bunch of batteries. Fly time is between 25 and 30 minutes. So for a half day drone work, I'm getting nearly an hour and a half of fly time, which is really, that's excellent. You can get a lot of footage in that time. The property is near the picturesque fishing port of Port Isaac, kind of famous for Doc Martin and the Fisherman's Friends, and it was just stunning. It's actually located in the next cove along, so I wanted to try and communicate the landmark that people would know, which is Port Isaac, and then the short distance from that landmark to the property itself. All of this stretch of coast is just breathtaking. The shoot took place over 2 days, one afternoon and then the subsequent morning. Lighting conditions were quite different between the 2 days. The morning shoot, there was this sort of refractive heat haze that had come in. Well, you can clearly see the difference between the shots that were shot in the morning on day 2 or the afternoon on day 1. I kind of masked the lighting change just with a cut and a sort of a pan, which sort of slightly obscures it. Kind of makes it make sense. I think one of the things that's important for a drone pilot to master is how to move the camera on 2 planes at once. So here we've got a forward traveling motion and then the lens is tilting down at the same time. But if you can't get those 2 movements taking place at the same time, the footage can look a bit basic, I think. I really like the light just glinting off those stainless balustrades and windows. I think it looks great. Oh, that was it. That was the cut from one day to the next, or the one day to the previous with the lighting change. Again, because you've got that whip round and that reversed perspective, it kind of obscures it and conceals it and makes it make sense. Movement makes an image excitement. That's the whole reason we're doing video. Otherwise, I could just take a bunch of photographs. And so with this shot, I was very pleased. You show off the property's green credentials for a start, but because you kind of have that just gentle rise and then reveal of the vistas of the property, and you just get a sense of what it would be like to be there, That's a bit of a classic cinema shot there, though normally it would be with a subject. This is actually with a house. But you have the camera follow the subject moving from behind and then flip the perspective so the subject is trailing the camera but still moving in the same direction. That's kind of what I was going for there. It really was a magnificent setting. And I got the glint off the steel again. The only cut I wasn't sure about is that last one and the glint off the solar and the windows. So now you've seen the video with me talking and drawing over the top of it. Now I'm going to play it in its entirety for you to fully appreciate it, or scrutinize it, whichever. Here you go. Well, thank you again for watching. If you've got any tips on how I can become a better drone property or real estate operator and videographer, let me know. If you liked the video, press the like button. I saw a thing saying that likes are more important than subscribes, so if you're only going to do one, do the like. If you're going to do both, great. There's a couple of week lag before I do something in real life and then decide whether or not it's good enough to talk about on YouTube. If you want more real-time behind the scenes as to what it is I get up to, probably the best way to do that is on Instagram. My username is at jp.w__. Catchy, I know. But follow that and then you can kind of see what I get up to. You know, like a stalker. Thank you for watching. I'm going to get out of here. I think next week I'm going to talk about gyro stabilization on the Sony FX6. Right, bye.